Hey there, guys. Welcome back to another episode of the Webslingers podcast. This is the one and only show where we talk about all things Spider-Man and the Marvel Universe. And, yep, that is right. We are back. It's been a week-long hiatus. Please don't mind. I'm about to open my Mountain Dew Zero Sugar. There we go. That's so delicious, but it's gives me energy, keeps me awake because as I'm recording this on a Saturday, I have to record another show, and then I got a bunch of other stuff to do afterwards. So let's not waste any time. So today is a bit special because today I have decided that instead of taking movie news or Q&A questions, instead what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to just take the entire episode to review WandaVision. WandaVision has completed its run on Disney Plus. It is all 9 episodes are now available on Disney Plus. You can go ahead and binge them if you want. I will tell you this right now. I have now watched WandaVision all the way through 3 times. Yes, because I have no life. Now, I'm obviously going to talk about the finale, and I'm going to talk about what my thoughts are and what my theories are. But this is also going to be a review of the entire series as a whole. Because I've done individual episodes reviews, but I haven't really done full, in-depth. I haven't talked about the entire show because I was waiting until the finale to drop so that I can talk about the whole show in depth and kind of do a deep dive analysis on it. So that's basically what this entire episode is going to be. For those of you who sent in Q&A questions for the Ask the Spider-Verse segment, don't worry, we're going to get to those in next week's episode because we got a lot of them. Because we missed a week. So we got a ton of them. So please do not worry. We're going to get to those questions. But for right now, we are going to just talk about WandaVision and review the show as a whole. So, let me talk to you guys about what my expectations were going into the show. A lot of people weren't really excited for WandaVision. A lot of people thought it sounded intriguing, but not. They weren't. It's not like they were hyping it up and not really anticipating it as much as I was. From the moment I heard that they were doing a show based on Wanda Maximoff, I got very excited. Because I love the character of Wanda Maximoff. I have always wanted to see her. I love Wanda Maximoff more. She's my favorite female character in the MCU. I just love her. And she's probably now, after seeing WandaVision, she's probably my favorite character in the MCU. I love her. I think she's fantastic. What they've done with her, it's this almost Shakespearean-like tragedy with her. And it's such a beautiful story that they've set up for her. And so I was excited. I was super excited. And then they talked about it at, I believe it was D23 or Comic-Con, but they talked about how this series was going to be half classic sitcom, half Marvel, half MCU adventure. And when I heard that, I was like, that is intriguing. Because I'm a sucker for sitcoms. I love me some sitcoms. The Ranch is obviously one of my favorite shows of all time, and that's a really good sitcom. I even love older sitcoms like the Dick Van Dyke Show, the Andy Griffith Show. I love old school sitcoms. Malcolm in the Middle, stuff like that. And I was expecting this to be really great. I was not expecting how great this was going to be. This is far better than I could have ever imagined it being. WandaVision to me is pure and utter perfection. It does exactly what I think that the MCU should do more of. It does everything I think the MCU should do, and so much more. One of the things I've always talked about the MCU is that the MCU needed to, and I said this specifically once Iron Man 3 came out. They need to start expanding and doing things completely outside the box. And they did it with movies like Winter Soldier, Civil War, Doctor Strange, Guardians of the Galaxy. We started seeing them do things completely outside the box. They weren't just the studio that made Iron Man. They weren't just the studio that made Thor or the Avengers. They were a studio that also made Guardians of the Galaxy, Doctor Strange, Black Panther. Um, Man, I feel like I'm gonna sneeze. Um, they were the studio that made Guardians of the Galaxy, Doctor Strange, Black Panther, Captain Marvel. We started seeing them taking risk. And with their Disney Plus shows, I started thinking, let's hope they keep going and taking risk even on the Disney Plus shows, because that's what, honestly, it would make the MCU just that much better if they can do these crazy, unique things on television as well. And we're seeing them do it. We are completely seeing them do that with WandaVision. This show, I think when the first two episodes premiered, I think a lot of people were upset just because the story doesn't get going immediately. It really starts off like a classic TV sitcom. Like, literally, the first episode is about Wanda and Vision preparing dinner for Vision's boss. Like, that's a classic sitcom story right there. Or you have the second episode, which was uh, Vision and Wanda are doing a talent show, and Vision gets something stuck in his system, and he ends up acting a little bit drunk and crazy and stuff like that. That also is very classic sitcom. Um, and I liked it. I thought it was really, really good. Now, one of the things that I really loved about this show was the build-up, the mystery. The first four episodes, even the first five, had a good mystery, and you could tell they were building to something that ended up being just bonkers. Um, Especially with episode 4 titled "We Interrupt This Program." It's an episode where Monica Rambeau ends up getting brought into the Hex, and we're introduced to Jimmy Woo and Darcy Lewis. Which, by the way, I will officially say this: I now love the character of Jimmy Woo. And look, maybe, and I'm just gonna say this right now. I feel comfortable saying that the reason why Jimmy Woo sucked in Ant-Man and the Wasp was because of the writing. The writing was lazy and annoying. Here, he's given so much more to do than just telling really bad jokes. He's there actually kind of because he wants to investigate what the hell's going on. Like there's a moment where I just love it when he's sitting there with Darcy and they're watching the WandaVision show and they're trying to investigate, and I like it when he's like, so the universe created a sitcom starring two Avengers. um and I also love it when there's a joke that made me, I'll be honest, it made me laugh really loud. And it's when Jimmy Woo, he goes to he's watching Wanda taking care of the babies, and he's like, and they're talking about kids, and all of a sudden Darcy's like, "You want any?" And he's like, "I always imagined having a little Jimmy, You know, he'd like basketball, and then all of a sudden Darcy just throws the chips in his face, and he's like, "Oh, you mean yeah, sure." That was so funny. And honestly, I know a lot of people have joked about it. I really want to see an X Files like show with Jimmy Woo and Darcy. I think that would be really freaking cool. I think that'd be awesome. It'd be amazing. Um, so I love that. Another thing that I love the relationship between Wanda Maximoff and Vision is fantastic. I love it how it starts off very sweet, and then once Vision starts getting a sense on what the hell is going on, he starts getting aggressive and he starts going out and investigating just around the town. Um, and there's that really great shot. I believe it's in episode 6. It's in the Halloween episode. Vision walks into this area and there's a woman there and she's just like hanging something up on a string, and she's just moving back and forth, and they cut to a close up of her and she has tears. Like, that is terrifying on a lot of different levels. Like, I love it. They did such a perfect job of building that suspense and making you go, holy crap, what the hell is going on? What the hell is Wanda doing to these people? And by the way, yes, a lot of our answers were confirmed, and we're gonna get to that in a second. Um, and then having Pietro show up was fantastic. I loved seeing Evan Peters back as quote unquote Pietro. We're gonna get to his reveal in a second, why a lot of people got all upset. Um, and that was great. Um, and I really loved Agatha Harkness as the villain. I thought she was really good. I thought it was perfect to have a witch versus a witch. It was perfect. Um, it was revealed in episode 8 that Wanda has always had abilities, but the Infinity Stone, the Mind Stone, just kind of elevated her powers. You know, she's always had these abilities hidden inside of her. It's just elevated her powers. And I don't think the same goes for Pietro. I think Pietro uh, was, um, was given his powers by the stone. I think it's heavily implied that his powers were given to him by the stone. Whereas Wanda has always had these abilities hidden inside of her, but they didn't like manifest until the Infinity Stone came into play, which is really great. Um, but let's talk about the finale. A lot of people were very disappointed with the finale. And I understand. There's some reveals there that are there are some reveals that I understand why people would be disappointed. Personally, for me, first of all, let me just say this right now. I was one of those people who never thought that Evan Peters was the real Quicksilver. I I, I just had a feeling. I'm like, okay, he's there, but I don't think that's really Quicksilver. I don't think he's the because, and even Agatha Harkness freaking confirmed it in last week's episode. That was a fake Pietro, or Fietro as she called it. That was fake Pietro. He wasn't. That wasn't the real Quicksilver. So it made sense for me that they revealed his name to be Ralph Boner, which I'm okay with that reveal. I know a lot of people were speculating that maybe it was a multiverse thing, but we're gonna get to that in a sec. We're gonna get to the multiverse theory in a second because I have a huge theory revolving around that. I loved seeing this almost. It wasn't like really a fist fight between. It wasn't like a classic like hero and villain clash between normal vision and what and the sword vision. this I love the fact that they made it more of an intellectual, that they were basically just talking. It was like it reminded me of the scene, my favorite scene in Avengers: Age of Ultron, where um where Vision and Ultron have that conversation in the woods, and Ultron just looks at Vision, and they're just talking about humanity. They're just talking about the good and bad side to humanity. You know, and obviously the you're unbearably naive. Well, I was born yesterday. That's what that moment between Vision and then the Sword Vision reminded me of, was that intellectual conversation. I just love moments like that where characters won't solve their problems by fighting. Now in Avengers: Age of Ultron, yes, Vision did blow up Ultron, but before that, it was actually a very interesting intellectual conversation. I love moments like that where characters will just solve their differences by talking. I I think that to me works very, very well. Um, and I know a lot of people will be like, "Oh, but that's just boring." Not if it's done the right way. And I felt like here in WandaVision, it was done the right way. Um, so there's that. Um, what else was there? The fight between Agatha and Wanda I thought was fantastic. I love that she kind of tricked her and said, "Oh, you've taken all my powers," and then Wanda just like, "Gotcha, bitch," and she just went full blown Scarlet Witch. They gave her the outfit, which like holy shit, fuck! They gave Scarlet Witch the outfit. She looks badass. I can't wait to see what she does with it. Like she has become the Scarlet Witch. She's not little old Wanda Maximoff who cries every time she uses her abilities. No, 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 no. This is a this is the Scarlet Witch I have been waiting for. Because here's the thing, I'm not a fan of the character from the comics. I hate the character. I honestly, legitimately hate the character in the comics. I can't stand her. I think she's horrible. In the movies, though, they've done such a good job of building her up to this point where she's almost going full-fledged bad guy. Like, there's that great moment where Agatha like takes off the mind control on all the citizens, and they all walk up to her. You see that one lady walk up to her and go, "Can my daughter please come out of her room? She hasn't been out of her room in forever." And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, Wanda has gone full-fledged psycho. Like she's gone full-fledged bad guy, and I love it." Freaking love it. I don't care. I love the fact that Wanda Maximoff has gone full blown bad guy. Sue me. Who cares? Um, and the fact that they gave her the outfit, which is fantastic. I love the look of the outfit. Let me just bring this up here because I feel like I gotta mention I gotta bring this up here just because it is important, I think, to talk about. Let's see, Wanda Maximoff. Let me see if I can find the outfit from WandaVision. Do 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 do. Uh. Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to look here. I'm on my I'm on my tablet here trying to find it. WandaVision finale. Okay. Oh, sorry. I just hit the mic. My apologies, guys. Um. So let me bring this up here. Okay. Now you guys can't see this, but I love the coloring of it. It's almost got a dark red with a little bit of black and gray in there. It just looks awesome. It looks so cool. And they brought in the little head crown. I love the fact that it doesn't look like like one of my biggest issues with X-Men Apocalypse was when they brought in Psylocke. They gave everyone else these really badass like armor, like this badass outfits that also resembled their comic book appearance. And then with Psylocke, it's like they were like, okay, we need to make her as accurate as possible, so let's just give her the most revealing costume ever. Which to me, that's just a that just proves my point that you don't have to replicate everything from the comics. The MCU has done a good job of taking what was there in the comics but updating it and making it a little bit more modern, like Captain America's suit, you know, like Captain America's costume. Like in First Avenger, it was in First Avenger when he's up on stage, it's the classic costume from the comics. But when he was in the war, it was almost worn out. It was like ripped up. It kind of looked a little bit it looked like it was it looked like it was damaged in battle. And I like that. I love what the MCU has done with their costumes. Even Ant-Man's costume really is not the same as it's pretty close, but it's not the exact same as it was in the comics. It's a very updated and very modern take on the Ant-Man costume, which is what I like. And here I love the fact that it's the same thing. I love the fact that that shoot that Wanda, her costume is very is it resembles to what was there originally, but it is updated and more modern, and it takes it takes everything that worked from the costume in the comics, but updates it to make it a little bit more like new. And I love it. I think I just love the look of it. I think it's fantastic. And I got to tell you, when she came out in that costume, I was like, jumped out of bed and I just was so excited. Like I started like sweating a little bit. It was because I was watching the episode at like 6 o'clock in the morning. I got up at 6 o'clock in the morning, even though I went to bed like at 1 o'clock because of work. I went to bed at 1 o'clock, got up at 6 a.m. to watch WandaVision, and I'm telling you what, I don't care. I jumped up, I screamed like a little girl. I was like so excited for what they did with her costume. It was so great. Um, so there was that. Um, so let's go ahead and talk about the ending. So Wanda, she defeats Agatha, um, and she agrees to take down the Hex, which means she's got to give up her kids and her the one person she loves most in this world, which is Vision. Um, and I love the part where she's saying goodbye to the kids and where she's saying goodbye to Vision. I think it's so beautiful and so tragic. Um, um, and I loved seeing that that Wanda admitted that she's like, I can't. I'm gonna just go. And uh, I like that now. Wanda Maximoff is a fugitive, and she is on the run now. Like she is on the run to the point where even in one of the post credit scenes, she's sitting in the woods, like she's in a little cabin in the woods, taking a cue from Thanos. Um, and I love that. I think it's I actually love that, and we'll get to that in a second. And I love her goodbye to Monica. Monica's subplot in the finale was a little bit. I understand where people are coming from. Again, with the reveal of Ralph Boner, but again, I wasn't surprised by it just because I kind of figured out that wasn't the real Quicksilver, that wasn't a multiverse, wasn't the Quicksilver from the X-Men universe. And I'll get to that when I talk about theories and stuff like that. But I really, yeah, I can admit that was the weakest part of the finale was Monica Rambeau's whole subplot. Cause she really had nothing to do. Um, So there's that. Um, but speaking of Monica, let's talk about that post credit. Let's talk about one of the post credit scenes, okay? So we get the first post credit scene. Monica and Jimmy reunite. Um, we see Darcy. A sword agent walks up and says, "Someone needs to speak to you." So they go into this movie theater. They walk in. She turns around, and all of a sudden, the agent turns into a Skrull, and she says, Someone wants to reunite. Someone wants to see you," and she's like, "Who?" And then the Skrull just points up, which is a definite setup for Captain Marvel 2. We're gonna see. This is a definite hint that we are going to see. We're gonna see Monica Rambeau in Captain Marvel 2. We already pretty much knew that because of Disney's Investors Day. And Kevin Feige hinted that we were gonna pick up right where we left her. Where Monica was gonna be picked up right where she left off in WandaVision. So now we know, okay, the Skrull is going to take her to the actual the sword base up in space where Nick Fury's at, um, and her and Captain Marvel are going to have their reunion and stuff like that. Hopefully, we'll get an answer as to why Monica doesn't like Captain Marvel, why she doesn't talk about her. So let's see. So I like that. I thought it was a really good setup, and I cannot wait to see where they take Monica in the future. Okay, so now let's talk about that second post credit scene. So the second post credit scene starts, and honestly, I'm gonna tell you this right now. I loved this post. This might go down as one of my favorite post credit scenes in the MCU. Here we go. Um, Whew, okay. So we get Wanda Maximoff. We get her in the cabin in the woods. And she walks inside, and we see that Wanda is an illusion. To quote, "It's an illusion. Fuck you." Anyway, I'm fooling you. And you don't like it. Um, but we get Wanda Maximoff, and we all find out it's an illusion because she's in the room reading from the witch book that what's her name Agatha talked about. We see her reading from that, which I will tell you what. I'm going to tell you this right now. The MCU has taken some inspiration from Stephen Summers' The Mummy. Because what does Evie say in that first Mummy movie? It's just a book. No harm ever came from reading a book. Well, guess what? Harm is going to come in the MCU because Wanda read that damn book. Here's my theory, okay? Hear me out. This is how Wanda's going to play in the Multiverse of Madness. Wanda Maximoff is going to want to bring her kids back. At least her kids. She just wants the kids. So what she's going to do, she's going to go into she's going to read from the book, because in that post-credit scene, you can also hear the kids screaming, "Mom, help me, help me, help us." You can hear them screaming, "Help us." I think what she's going to do, she's going to go into an alternate, into another dimension, a new she can go into the multiverse, go into a new alternate universe where Wanda and Vision have their kids, and I think she's gonna take the kids. I think Wanda Maximoff is gonna go that far and take the kids, and she's gonna rip a hole in. She's gonna tear a hole into the space time continuum, and Doctor Strange is gonna look at this and go, well, what the hell? What are you doing? Freaking Spider-Man's gonna have to go through it. Because yes, Kevin Feige did say that Spider-Man No Way Home ties into both WandaVision and Doctor Strange 2. So Spider-Man's gonna have to deal with it. Then you're gonna have Doctor Strange, who's gonna look at Wanda and go, "What the hell are you doing? What the hell's going on here?" And he's gonna have to fix everything. And I just think it's gonna be awesome. I think they've just set us up for a perfect, like, almost trilogy here. WandaVision being the first chapter of this epic saga, Spider-Man No Way Home being like the second act, the mid chapter of this saga, and then Doctor Strange 3 being the ultimate climax, and also setting up the What If series, because that's also what this whole thing does very well. Even though What If is going to come out before Doctor Strange 2, what this does very well is that this is all going to like tie back in to the What If series, because the What If series is going to be a series that explores alternate realities, alternate timelines, dimensions, stuff like that. It's going to deal with those. So that's what WandaVision and Doctor Strange 2 are going to be so important. That's why I think they're the most important stuff coming out of Phase 4, is because they're setting up this whole other side of the Marvel Universe that hasn't been explored yet, that hadn't been explored up until now. So I think it's perfect. And again, it doesn't mean we're not going to ever see an alternate. Like, who knows? Maybe Evan Peters will come back as the true alternate Quicksilver. We don't know. Like, Sam Raimi is direct. Keep in mind, Sam Raimi is directing Doctor Strange 2. And Sam Raimi is a fan of these comics. So he knows. So who knows? I think Sam Raimi is going to end up putting in a lot more references to the older Marvel universe, like the Tobey Maguire, Tim Story, Fantastic Four. Like, I think he's gonna tie all of those into Doctor Strange, he's gonna bring those and make kind of Easter eggs into the MCU. I think that's just because he's that big of a fan of it. But let me just bring up one thing here. So we all kind of knew this would end up happening. So let's just in the immortal words of Evie, let's just bring this up here.
It is made out of gold. This isn't the Book of Amun-Ra. This is something else. I think this may be the Book of the Dead.
The Book of the Dead? Are you sure you want to be playing around with this thing?
It's just a book. No harm ever came from reading a book.
Tell that to Wanda Maximoff, who's got a book filled with witch spells and everything. She's going to open up. She's going to rip a hole into the multiverse. That's what's going to happen. I'll bet you $5 that's what ends up happening. There's that. So yeah, now that we've got our theories out of the way, we got the kind of deep dive analysis. We got the overall thoughts. Let's go ahead and I'm gonna wrap this up here. I'm gonna talk about my overall thoughts, and then I'm gonna give WandaVision a score out of 10. Here are my overall thoughts on damn, what was it? On WandaVision. Sorry, I had a brain fart there for a second. Overall, guys, I really do think WandaVision is one of the most unique stories in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. As far as the MCU as a whole, This ranks, honestly, to me, right behind Captain America the Winter Soldier. I love it. I think it's fantastic. As far as MCU stories, this ranks right behind Captain America the Winter Soldier for me. It is so great. Almost a beautiful, almost Shakespearean like tragedy. We're seeing Wanda going through these stages of grief. She's dealing with this pain that she like can't let go of. Like she did not she lost her parents, she lost her brother, she lost Vision. She was a broken person. And the show is really about somebody who starts out as a broken person learning to accept loss and accept grief, you know? And I think that is the most it's something that again the MCU hadn't explored up until this point, and I love that. I mean, they did it in Avengers Endgame. They showed the Avengers how they processed their grief of everyone who got dusted by Thanos. But this wasn't a situation where Wanda can just bring Vision back for good. Like Vision is still gone. Vision is dead. Now, yes, the Sword Vision, and this is one thing I forgot to bring up, Sword Vision is still out there. Sword Vision flew away, he's still out there. So there's a possibility that we could see Vision again, but in the form of Sword Vision. But in Wanda, Vision is gone. That's just the way it is. And I think this show had a really great mystery. I love the answers that it gave. I really love the way it ended, and the finale I think is really great. Minus, yes, again, look, the Ralph Boner part, the Ralph Boner reveal. I get a lot of people's frustration with it because I know a lot of people really wanted it to be Quicksilver, but I had already kind of speculated that it wasn't Quicksilver. Really, ever since he was first introduced in the WandaVision, I kind of was suspecting that wasn't the real Quicksilver. I said it was possible. It's possible, but I always had that other part of me that said that wasn't the real Quicksilver. And I know a lot of people were frustrated by that, but I honestly didn't care for it. I thought it was really I still think the finale works. Some people were comparing it to the Mandarin reveal in Iron Man 3. No. Actually, you know what? Let me go off on a tyrant for a second. I'll get back to my overall thoughts, but let me talk about that for a second. The Mandarin reveal and the Quicksilver reveal are nothing alike. Here's the reason why. In Iron Man 3, they promoted the fuck out of the Mandarin. Ben Kingsley, they literally showed him like 50 times in the trailer. He had his own monologue in the trailer. You know who I am. You don't know where I am. And you'll never see me coming. And we watched that trailer and we were so excited. Let me just bring up that trailer I'll bring it up on my computer. But let me just bring up the trailer for Iron Man 3 and analyze this for a second, because that's something that is something very important. My computer's acting too slow, so I'm just gonna bring it up here. The Iron Man 3 situation and the thing with Quicksilver again are nothing alike, because like the Mandarin, they promoted him so heavily and they kept telling you like even Kevin Feige came out in an interview and said Viewers will be surprised by Ben Kingsley as the Mandarin. And he came out and he told us that Ben Kingsley was playing the Mandarin. And there was a shot in the trailer where you saw the Mandarin's 10 rings. And there it is. There it is. He's playing the Mandarin. Yay. And what do they do? They go, oh, my name is Trevor.
My new money goal, new credit card.
Sorry, there's an ad here.
And use the cashback rewards for a new TV.
An ad here.
Discover and compare the smartest credit cards, mortgage lenders, and more, so you can make your money goals happen.
Sorry, guys, this is taking forever. Okay.
Nothing's been the same since New York. The experience things. Honestly, there's 100 people who want to kill me.
Okay. Here's the Mandarin, okay?
Some people call me a terrorist. I consider myself a teacher.
They show the rings.
Lesson number 1. Heroes. There is no such thing.
Yep, and they even showed a shot of him. He was saying all these really great lines, and he even had a line in the trailer where he was like, "You'll never see me coming," and it was like it was so awesome. We were so excited. And what did they do? Oh, bloody hell! My name is Trevor. I'm just an actor, and I'm like, what the? That was the letdown. It was not the Ralph Boner thing. Again, go back to episode 8. Agatha Harkness said that was a fake Pietro. Go back and watch it. Go back and watch episode 8. She says it was a fake Pietro, or Fietro as she called it. That wasn't him. I don't understand why people freaked out. Like, why people lost their minds. And we found out that his powers all came from Agatha. So this whole, oh well, this is just like the Mandarin in Iron Man 3. This is just like the Mandarin in Iron Man 3. No, it's fucking not. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. Okay, sorry for my language, but get the hell out of here with that BS. They're nothing alike. The Mandarin was promoted in the trailers, there was a poster. He had his own poster. Ben Kingsley as the Mandarin had his own poster. We didn't see a single clip or a single poster of fake Pietro in the marketing for WandaVision. Not once did we see Evan Peters in the marketing. So there's my rant. Okay, there's my rant. Now back to my overall thoughts. Overall, WandaVision is fantastic. I think it's practically perfect. It's my second favorite piece of MCU storytelling behind Captain America: The Winter Soldier. It's original, it's different, it doesn't feel like anything else from the MCU. It doesn't feel like the same old boring crap we've seen 100 times over. This feels new, this feels original. It has all of the right emotional beats, and it has a story that I think a lot of people can kind of relate to, because we've all gone through grief. We've all had to process our grief in many different ways, and Wanda took it to a very bad extreme, to a point where they are now setting Wanda up to be, I think, the next big bad of the MCU. I think Wanda Maximoff, they're setting her up to be the next big bad of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and I can't wait to see it. Overall, guys, I'm going to give WandaVision a perfect, absolutely gets a 10 out of 10. That's my score for WandaVision. Of course, it's going to get a 10 out of 10 because I fucking love this show. I don't care. I love it. I'm gonna go watch it again a fourth time. I'm gonna watch this thing 10 more times, probably until Falcon and Winter Soldier drops on Disney Plus. Which again, just like with WandaVision, I'm gonna do week by week spoiler discussions on Falcon and Winter Soldier. So keep your eyes out for that. So there's that. And also, guys, I do want to recommend. I haven't watched it yet. I'm going to watch it as soon as I actually get done doing everything I need to get done today. And next week, I'm gonna review Marvel Studios assembled the making of WandaVision. I'm gonna watch it and I'm gonna talk about it so that I can because it has something to do with WandaVision, and I'm gonna talk about it. So yeah, there it is, guys. That's my review for WandaVision. Let me know, guys. What did you guys think of WandaVision? What did you guys think of the overall series? What did you guys think of the finale? Let me know. Hit me up on Instagram, Twitter. Let me know what you guys think. But that will do it for this episode of the Webslingers podcast. Again, sorry for no Q&A questions, but we're going to get to those next week when we can. So that will do it for me, guys. Thank you guys so much for listening. And I will talk to you guys later. And don't forget, guys, with great power comes great responsibility. And I'll talk to you guys later. Peace out.